To do things.
To do things.
To do things. We're talking about Allurin, but today it's not about Allurin.
It's about winning paper, scissors, rock
And
casting a dino.
the fancy new dinosaur.
This has been a difficult list to kind of get the right feeling of. I think there's a lot of cards that can be good with the commander, and he is very difficult, or not to say difficult, but the situations in which you manage to resolve the commander and have some power and have it and be able to utilize that, not have it exiled or anything. They're rare, but when it does happen, it's incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
So you try to play a deck that kind of maximizes the amount of situations where you can do that and still has some power to win the game without resolving the commander. So it's a difficult list to build. We have been experimenting over the last 2 weeks with it a little bit, and
I think we found a good result.
I think we found a pretty good result.
Yeah. So let's see. I hope it will perform the way it's intended.
Yes.
I hope everyone saw the fancy introduction to that, the small cinematic thingy I did. The first match. So this is a new series, by the way. We will introduce this, or we have already. By the time you see this video, we've already introduced this series. So we will focus on one commander and play a couple of meta decks or tier 2 decks, however you want to categorize them. But decks you frequently see, play it against that. So yeah, we just have a focus on one command zone instead of swapping command zones all the time. This one is Golos. You've seen Golos quite a couple of times played by Samuel. I'm here today with the currently most popular list, which is the Circus Take the Initiative list. Basically a toolbox. In this case, I'm allowed to call it a toolbox. Usually you blame me for that, but yeah, so just some pop lines. Along the way, you have a few lands that do shenanigans, and in the worst case, you have an activation, which might be very powerful, depending on the top 3 cards. So a cool deck. You see it every now and then. Especially around France, I think it's very popular because the deck idea came from Florian Todt, one member of the committee. And the reason why we talked about Allurin in the beginning was that this deck was initially featuring Allurin. And I also tried that list at the last FNM.
Yep.
I wasn't that convinced, to be honest. So yeah, that's also makes perfectly sense why this is the evolution of the Allurin type.
Yep.
Okay, let's start with the paper, scissors, rock.
Let's. I think we will start with this one.
The classic.
The classic.
Conservative way.
I think we will follow up with this one then.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Now it is this.
So I will start. I was thinking about maybe picking the scissors, maybe a third time.
I thought so.
Yeah?
I thought so. So I thought if he picks the scissors, I go rock. But
Okay.
wasn't meant to be. So we will resolve mulligans and then we will be back.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay. Back to the match.
Back to the match. We have both kept. Oh no, never mind. I
Never
always
mind.
say we both kept
Yeah.
7. I have mulligan to 6. Difficult mulligan decisions in this deck, especially in the dark, of course. And playing against this list can start the game in very different ways.
That's true. That's true.
So
This time I'll start with a Savannah into Noble Hierarch.
yep,
Pass turn.
I will draw, and I will, I think, do what you're supposed to do in these kind of situations. I will fetch for a mountain, and I will bolt the bird, and do 1 damage to you.
This is a better band.
Then it's your turn.
Band bird than expected. Okay. I will follow up with Voice of Resurgence.
That's a pretty strong card.
It is indeed. Then I pass the turn.
All right, we will continue. play a Blackleaf Cliffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I will play a Grim Lavamancer and Lightning Bolt the Voice of Resurgence.
Okay. Then I get a token.
So the consideration there is he plays Birthing Pod, he plays Eldritch Evolution, he plays Neoform. Those are all things that I don't really want him to have access to.
Yeah.
By having the body on board with a CMC of 2.
Yeah.
I have to fight through this at some point anyway.
Yeah. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Then I draw for turn. I think I will cast the Triumph, or play the Triumph and attack for 1.
I'll take 1.
Pass turn.
Okay. So it's probably representing either a Bowmaster, which I don't think he would have done now. He doesn't have a Bowmaster because now my Grim Lavamancer
Is active.
activation is open. So it's probably an Eladamri's call, or he has nothing to do with his mana and was hoping to escalate with
1.
Dork. Then I will play Misty Rainforest, fetch for a Tiger, and cast my commander as a 4/2.
Alright.
Then it's your turn.
End of turn. I have an Abrupt Decay for your command zone.
You have an abrupt kick, that's fine as well.
Then I will untap, draw cards.
You took the life off, yes.
Yep, I did. I think I will proceed by playing a Boseiju. Get a damage. Do you have the goblin or?
You have the goblin.
Okay. I play a Fable. We have a Goblin Shaman. And I also play an
Everson's
Pilgrim this way. Attack for 3.
I'll take 3.
Then it's your turn.
Okay, I'll untap. I will draw.
This one is on stage 1.
So now we have the decision if we want to go on the offensive or on the defensive. And I think considering you have 1 card in hand,
Yes.
I'm fine going on the offensive.
I think that's what your deck should do.
I'll pay 1 life.
Yep.
And I'll play a Minskin Bow.
I thought so.
The trigger
Yep.
for the hamster.
A little hamster.
Plus on the hamster.
See, yes.
And attack for 4.
Go on 11.
Then it's your turn.
Alright. Then I draw cards. Then I have a second stage. Then I discard 2 lands. And I redraw 2 cards.
So this is a cool sequence because he can safely discard his lands, because if he really wants to make a land drop, he can Golos for a Azurius. I don't know how many bounce lands you play, but at least one bounce land.
Yeah.
And with that, he can bounce a land and replay the land and have not missed his land drop for turn.
Yes. And in this situation, I can even make use of Boseiju, which is on the battlefield.
Yep.
But in this case, I'm going to fetch for 11. This is an interesting game already. Looking for a Volcanic Island, I think. Then I tap 4 mana, except for the Mana Conference, to play an opposition.
Opposition is very strong in this.
Yes, it is indeed. I have to get rid of your Minskin Boo. This one can get dangerous. So here we go with the opposition. Would have been great if I have another dork, then I can just play the dork, tap down this, go attack here, or yeah, attack with the elemental alone.
Yeah.
What I have to do is tap down your Grim Lavamancer and attack with those two.
Yep.
Your Minsc Boo.
Yep. So my Minsc Boo dies.
And I get a treasure token.
You do. So.
But still, you have currently 6 damage on board for the next turn. Still dangerous. Yes, I pass the turn off.
Yep. I will untap.
Searching for the treasure.
I'll draw.
Here we go.
So now is a vital point. I can either decide to go for life. Well, I can sort of... You have 3 creatures on board. You'll get another one next turn. But that's not that many.
Yeah.
So you have to keep tapping down my Boo. This turn I have to attack with Boo.
Yeah. So we go down to 6.
And now I can either decide to shoot you or
shoot down my goblin or...
yeah, handling creatures.
Yeah.
I think considering the card I have in hand,
Plural. Cards. You have lots of cards.
Yeah, one of the cards that I have in my hand. I will play a
couple
tap land.
Yep.
And I'll pass the turn to you.
Pass the turn, alright. Then I untap. I'll put the treasure token here on the bottom.
Yep.
Draw a card. Have a flip for the Fable. Gives me another creature. That's good for my opposition. And then I think I'll be very careful with my treasure token, with my mana confluence. I will correct the treasure to play Golos. Then I have a trigger. And as you said earlier, in this situation, may I read the card? So I can either I can search for Bojuka Book. Then he has to exile or activate the Grim Lavamancer in response. And that's probably what I should do. You have 2 cards. I think that's what I should do. Yeah. I'll go for the bog.
Okay, I will shoot 2 at your face.
Yes.
In response.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what I exile because everything else gets exiled.
Yep. Then I think I will... So you have no mana there. I can tap down some of your cards. Interesting board state. Very interesting board state. I will attack with these 2 guys.
Yep, I can't block, so I take
this is
7.
5, 7, exactly. I make a treasure token. And then I pass the turn.
I'd like to crack the peat land at the end of the turn.
That's okay. In your upkeep.
Yes.
I would like to tap down your Blackleaf Cliffs.
I'll float a red mana.
You float a red. Then I would like to tap down the tiger.
Interesting. interested what you have in hand here. Okay, I'll float a red mana.
I also tap down the Copper Line Gorge.
I'll float a red mana.
Then you can move to draw step.
Okay, I will let the mana fizzle.
Yep.
I'll draw for turn. I'll fetch for a Badlands. And go to combat.
Crack the treasure. Ephemerate.
Sure.
I think I go for the Hydra then.
Okay.
And then I will tap down your Boo.
My Boo is tapped down.
Yep.
So you have no cards in hand,
Yes.
no creatures to tap with opposition.
Yes.
Then I will shoot you for 2 and cast a Seal of Fire and shoot you for 2.
That's a very nice win. Eye for an eye. I would have taken the game like next turn, I think.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, next round.
Yeah.
Okay, second round.
Second round.
This time with 7 cards on both sides.
Yes.
I will be starting again. Close last round. We've debated about whether or not it was right on my side to not tap down a Grim Lavamancer. I was a bit too optimistic that you couldn't fuel your graveyard with a second card.
Yep.
But yeah, so this could have been the safer play. I will start with a Savannah into a Dread Arbor. And then it's your turn.
I will draw a card. And yeah, I think bolting the bird remains top priority.
Yeah.
I'll fetch for a Badlands and push.
It's bad. Even pushing the bird. But that's how it is, guys.
Yeah, I think pushing the bird works, but shouldn't.
Right. Right.
Dryad
I mean,
Arbor.
it just...
Also, I mean, pushing trees over probably works.
Quite a strong move. Quite a strong kick, to be honest.
Yep, yep.
If it's able to...
It's a lot of pushes as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Dryads in that arbor.
I thought it was only one. A tiny 1/1.
Maybe? I don't know. I think. I mean, considering what lands are, where you have a Badlands and a Savannah and all these large things, I'd consider that a Dryad Arbor is probably a large thing too. But I don't know.
Oh, pass turn.
You will pass the turn.
Yep.
Okay. What did we see last turn for 2 mana and instant speed?
Abrupt Decay.
Abrupt Decay. Yeah. That's what we might see here as well. But I think... what's my timing for this? I think we can play a tap land and cast a Kurde.
Oh.
So this
Not yet.
is
a big one?
Pretty big hope that you don't have Orcish Bowmaster. But I think...
True.
I think the rest of my hand lines up okay against Bowmaster.
Alright. That's good. Good for you. I'm searching for my Jetmir's Garden.
That's good for me.
There we go. Let's see.
What is the Triumph choice in your list like? How many Triumphs do you play?
3 actually.
3, okay.
I think it's... No, it's 4. Sparos, Jetmir, Sargov, and Proving Ground.
So, why does the list not play, if it's base green, play 2 Triumphs where one gets one half of the... both have forests, and you have, say, a Jund and a Sparta's headquarters.
Yeah, the jump is the Proving Ground one, yeah.
But why does it also play the Jetmir's Garden?
Because the deck is very heavy on green-white, basically.
Okay.
And red is usually just a pitch color.
Yeah.
So you have only a handful of cards like Fable and then stuff like Omnath and Breya and stuff. So you don't really need red in this list. but in order to have it for this one card or those 2 cards. Yeah, then I draw for my turn. This is untapped. Pass the turn.
Okay. I'll draw. I'll play a land.
Yeah, there is the forest.
I'll attack for 2.
Yes.
And then I think I'll pass the turn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I draw. My deck is not lining up the way I like it to. Pass turn.
You have no black mana open?
I have no black mana open.
Yeah, I think I will just restrict your options. Abrupt decay
The door. Yep.
the door.
Then you can go.
And I'll untap. I'll draw. And I will play a land and cast a Minskaboo.
Or again.
Yep. So I think
Yeah.
whenever this card is played,
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. That you
it's-
have it again.
yeah. And I'll attack for 6.
Yes.
Then it's your turn.
This might be a fast one, guys. That's a bit too late, to be honest. Yep, I have to fetch. This land was essential, but it would probably not be the best thing here against the. We do have that. You have 3 cards in hand?
I have 3 cards in hand.
Okay. So, could have been interesting if it wasn't for Minsk, but I think this will steal the game. I have to play proactively Airchild, destroying your Minskaboo.
Okay. Yep.
Then it's your turn.
I'll draw a card.
Yep.
I'll untap. I'll draw. So I think if I do this, then that's 6, and I'll put you to 1. That's not really what I want to do.
Oh,
So
sounds dangerous.
I will just attack. Yeah, I think I'll just attack. Actually, never mind. I can. Yeah, that's fine. I'll attack with these 2.
Yeah, I think I blocked the card 8.
Okay, they trade. You take 4.
Yep, go to
Right.
5.
This is one of those situations where you go a bit tunnel blind. I'll fetch for a tiger and I'll fiery consequence you for 6.
Nice. GG.
GG's.
Ah, that was okay. My starting hand was a bit clunky. You had the bolt for the dork again, and I drew into Palace Jailer. I had opposition in hand, but I missed 2 land drops now, I think.
Yeah. So Palace
so-
Jailer was the.
Palace Jailer would have been like, yeah, like
But I would have had
you
Minsk
attacked
on
with the
board,
card ape, decided not to play your commander. Well, I couldn't do anything else. I would have loved to use my mana.
Yep.
Tapping out for a 3-drop. Skyclef is obviously a reactive card.
Yep.
I do not see the reason why I should remove your
Good.
bird and then
Yep.
like Palace Jailer.
Yep.
But okay. Maybe I should have kept a bit more interactive hand, but that's
Yeah, I think that's one of the
I think
situations.
Meeble was
where
the problem here.
Yeah.
Meeble was the problem.
if I just deploy 1 or 2 creatures against the Palace Jailer or against the Atai, you can trade better and
Yeah.
stuff like
If
that.
for example, if I would have had the mana, I could have just easily kept up Airtie and maybe you would have still played Minced.
Yep.
And then I would have just countered it and traded with the Kurd. This would have been a perfect situation again for me. Then I have time to recover. I have the Palace Jailer. I still have the
What
Skyclave.
if you expect me to uptick on my token, and then trade away my board with the airtie in combat. So I'm attacking with the 7/7 trampler and the Curd Ape.
Okay, you mean
Trade away my board. You do it at instant speed,
Yeah.
and then you can. I don't have a Minskenboo token in play because the only triggers.
I could have then played Skyclave,
and then Skyclave the Minskenboo.
but I'm still
you're
heavily behind on board. You haven't cast your commander at that point.
Yeah.
You still have the Restless Cottage, which is like a 4/4. It's not that easy for me to trade that card, so would have been an option to. Yeah,
might have been a bit of a cleaner way to handle the Minskenboo, but and also you don't have to be too scared of me sacking the Minskenboo, and I'm not upticking before combat, because if you do that, then you can stifle. If I don't,
that is true. Yeah, but still, I think it would have just. The advantage you get just from me spending so many resources just to handle Minskenboo is probably too much.
With the context of the rest of my hand, because I hadn't with that calculation doesn't involve me spending any mana yet.
Yeah.
That's also different. But,
Okay, thanks for watching,
and
see you in the next session against. We won't spoiler.
Yeah, I think one more thing. This deck hasn't. It didn't show it here, but it's a very strong deck.
Yeah, we've played so many games, and I had quite incredible lineups. This might not be the last time we show this on cam.
Yeah.
Maybe you will also pick it up at some point and play it a little bit.
I think
it's very, very powerful. If you like to play toolbox magic and pod decks and stuff, I can really recommend to have a look.
The pod lines, especially with Chaos Defiler,
are very good.
Are incredibly powerful.
And also, what I really like about this build is, so I picked it up. It was some top 8 list, and then I played a bit with it and made some changes. What I really like is the line. You have Sun Titan, which most people don't really expect, bringing back stuff from your graveyard.
Yep.
And then you can even pot into Atraxa. And Atraxa is such a powerful piece in this deck here.
Yep. Especially against aggro, having a 7/7 lifelinker.
Yeah. And also, most of the time, like you have a couple of different types along the way. You get a refuel for like 4 or 5 cards, maybe not all the time, but you also play a couple of Planeswalkers, so that's pretty strong, I have to say.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, as I said, see you in the next one.